There's a story that Warren Buffett's partner, Charlie Munger, likes to share. And it tells the story of Max Planck. Max Planck was a physicist. He won the Nobel Prize in about the 1920s. And after winning the Nobel Prize, he was invited to give a lot of talks. Talks over breakfast, talks over lunch, talks in the afternoon, talks in the evening. Max Planck was assigned a driver to take him from meeting to meeting to meeting. And the driver, Planck, go park the car and then come and stand at the back, like some of the people looking at the back here. And as the weeks went by, the driver was hearing Max Planck's speech time and time again, breakfast time, lunchtime, afternoon, evening. And after about 6 weeks, the chauffeur, the driver, in a moment with Max in the car, said, "Max, for 6 weeks now, I've listened to you morning, lunch, evening, and I've heard the speech enough times. I think I could pretty much have a good go of it. What do you say, Max? The next event we go to, I'll get the gear on, go onto stage and give the talk, and you put on the chauffeur outfit and stand at the back." And Max Planck was always known as a little bit of a comedian. He thought that sounds like a wonderful idea. So, next meeting they go to, the chauffeur gets up onto stage, and word for word, he had the speech. He'd memorized it. Each part of the theory laid out. And it came to the end of this wonderful speech where the chauffeur gave the words of Max Planck. And at the end of the speech, there was a scientist in the crowd. And the scientist raised their hand. And he indicated for them to ask the question. The scientist asked a really twisted question, getting at the core of Max Planck's theory. The chauffeur on the stage said, "I expected more from this audience. That question, even my chauffeur could handle." And Charlie Munger, the partner of Warren Buffett, says their full-time job at Berkshire Hathaway is making sure that chauffeurs drive cars and Max Planck's run business. There are a lot of people that give a good speech. There's a lot of people who could talk a good violin. I think one of the amazing things about these musicians, you might be able to talk a good game, but it takes about a second to tell whether what we're looking at here on stage are chauffeurs or Max Planck's. But in leadership and in management, it sometimes takes more than a second. It might take a bit more time. There are chauffeurs that put so much time into looking good, you have to scratch real deep to discover what's underneath. The lessons that we've learned, there are people that build their house on sand. And there's an ancient storybook that tells us you do not need to be evil to have bad things happen. You do not need to be mean to have bad things happen. If you build your house on sand, if you're careless, bad things can happen to good people.